Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to cover Labyrinth of Evil once again. This one is page 180 to 182, and it's going to be covering Count Dooku revealing why he told the Jedi about Sidious in episode 2, and the Sith's future plan to turn Anakin. Now, in an earlier video in this series that I'm making, covering the Legends book Labyrinth of Evil by James Luceno, I went over why Obi-Wan and Yoda believed that on Geonosis in Attack of the Clones, Dooku revealed the truth about the existence of Darth Sidious and exposed that he had taken control over the Senate. For those of you who may still be confused about why Dooku did that in the film, today you'll get the answers from Dooku himself, as well as learn what Sidious's original plan was to turn Anakin Skywalker to the dark side. At this point in the book, which takes place right before episode 3, Count Dooku is meeting with his master in a secret location on Coruscant at the abandoned industrial complex called The Works. It is where both Darth Maul and Dooku were trained in the dark arts by Sidious. Dooku is meeting with his master there to inform him that after having uncovered Viceroy Newt Gunray's Mechno chair that the cowardly Nemoidian uses to communicate to Darth Sidious with, the Republic are beginning to zero in on the Sith's master's civilian identity. An investigation led by two very troublesome Jedi. Here we go. Tell me, who is conducting this search? Dooku exhaled with purpose.
Skywalker and Kenobi.
Sidious took a long moment to respond. The so-called Chosen One, and a Jedi with enough good fortune to almost make one believe in luck. Without turning from the view, I am displeased by this turn of events, Lord Tyrannus. Greatly displeased. Once Master and Padawan, Kenobi and Skywalker had become the scourge of Dooku's existence. On Geonosis, he had deliberately allowed them to pursue him, just as Sidious had instructed him to do. Also as instructed, Dooku had made Kenobi aware of the existence of Darth Sidious, as a means of confusing the Jedi Order by telling them the truth. In the sloop's docking bay, he had demonstrated his mastery to Kenobi and Skywalker, although Skywalker hadn't been as easily defeated the second time they had dueled. Enraged, the young Jedi had proved a powerful opponent, and Dooku suspected that he had grown only more powerful since Geonosis. Long have I watched young Skywalker, Sidious had once admitted, and all the more so of late. Sidious paused to consider something, then said, Yes, I begin to see the blazes along the trail Skywalker and Kenobi will follow. Sidious turned to Dooku, grinning malevolently. Their single-mindedness will deliver them into our hands, Lord Tyrannus. We will set our trap for them on Neos 3. Dooku allowed his skepticism to show.
As remote a world as can be found in known space, my lord.
Nevertheless, Kenobi and young Skywalker will find their way to it. Dooku decided to take it on faith.
What would you have me do?
Nothing more than make arrangements, for you are needed elsewhere. Employ outsiders.
It is done.
One small addendum. See to it that Obi-Wan Kenobi ceases to be an irritant. Sidious sneered the name.
He represents so forceful a threat to our plans.
Sidious shook his head. But Skywalker does. And Kenobi has been as a father to him. Orphan Skywalker once and for all. And he will shift to the dark side.
An apprentice?
Sidious gazed at him. In good time, Lord Tyrannus. All in good time. So, was revealing the truth at Geonosis genius or dangerously irresponsible? I mean, why even take the chance? Why even have the Jedi investigate the Senate at all? So that Palpatine looks that much more clean, assuming the Jedi didn't find anything? If Dooku hadn't mentioned it, the idea may never even have occurred to the Jedi. Ultimately, it turned out to work. But is that because the Sith strategy was so clever? Or was Dooku trying to actually tell Obi-Wan and warn the Jedi of what's to come? Was this his way of getting Sidious out of the plan and forming his own? What about Sidious's initial plan to turn Anakin to the dark side? What if Dooku had killed Obi-Wan during his confrontation against the two of them in Revenge of the Sith? Would that have turned Anakin immediately? Or would it have simply pushed or shifted, as Sidious likes to put it, the Chosen One towards the dark side earlier than what happened in the movie? He would not have ended up in the Darth Vader suit, as there would be no duel on Mustafar. But do you believe at this point in Anakin's life, just prior to episode 3, that the death of Obi-Wan Kenobi would have turned him to the dark side? Or was it only saving Padme that could have turned him? Personally, I think his trust would have been completely destroyed with the Jedi had Obi-Wan died. He would have maybe been able to see more of the political agenda that they had, more like Dooku and Qui-Gon even had this possibly happened. But at the end of the day, I don't think anything would have really made Anakin turn to the dark side like it did if it weren't for Padme. It was really all he cared about. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Got some really interesting content for you all, as well as keep an eye out for the season finale of Once Upon a Theory. Until then, remember, the Force will be with you, always.